Picture this. It's the 1960s, deep in the American Midwest. A traveling showman named Frank Hansen pulls up to state fairs with a peculiar attraction. It's not a Ferris wheel or a cotton candy stand. Inside his refrigerated trailer lies a block of ice, and frozen within it is something that defies all explanation. A creature, humanoid, yet not quite human, hairy, and seemingly ancient. This is the story of the Minnesota Iceman, a mystery that blurred the lines between scientific discovery and sideshow spectacle, captivating and baffling America for years. Was it a genuine prehistoric relic, a missing link staring back at us from its icy tomb, or was it one of the most elaborate hoaxes ever conceived? Today, we're going to thaw out the facts and try to solve a cold case that remained frozen in time for over half a century. So what exactly did people see when they peered into that frosty coffin? The figure was about 6 feet tall, covered in dark, coarse hair. It lay on its back, one arm flung over its head, the other bent awkwardly across its chest. Its features were astonishingly human-like, yet unsettlingly primitive. It had a flattened nose, a prominent brow ridge, and large, almost ape-like hands and feet. But it was the details that really sent shivers down spines. One of its arms was clearly broken, the bone jutting out grotesquely. One eye was gone, the socket empty and dark, suggesting a violent end. The other eye was dislodged, hanging eerily on its cheek. Its mouth was open in what looked like a final silent scream. It was a truly shocking sight, something straight out of a nightmare, and people couldn't look away. For a small fee, Frank Hansen offered a glimpse into a world that science said couldn't possibly exist. And for a while, it seemed like he might have been right. The strange exhibit quickly attracted more than just curious fairgoers. It caught the attention of two of the world's leading cryptozoologists, Ivan Sanderson and Bernard Hoyvelmans. These weren't just amateur monster hunters. They were serious scientists, albeit with a taste for the extraordinary. Intrigued by the reports, they traveled to Minnesota to see the Iceman for themselves. Hansen was protective of his prize, only allowing them to study it through the thick, cloudy ice of the freezer coffin. But even with that limitation, what they saw astounded them. They spent days sketching, photographing, and meticulously documenting every visible detail. They noted the fine texture of the skin, the way the hair follicles were arranged, and even signs of decomposition beginning to set in beneath the ice. The smell of rotting flesh that occasionally wafted from the coffin only further convinced them. After their intensive, albeit limited, examination, they came to a stunning conclusion. This was no rubber dummy. This was a genuine biological specimen, a fresh corpse of an unknown hominid. Hoyvelmans was so convinced, he wrote a scientific paper proposing it was a new species, a surviving Neanderthal he named Homo. The scientific community was about to be turned on its head. The declaration by Sanderson and Hoyvelmans sent shockwaves through the scientific world. The Smithsonian Institution even expressed interest in examining the creature, seeing the potential for a groundbreaking discovery. Things were getting serious. Perhaps too serious for a simple showman like Frank Hansen. He became increasingly evasive and paranoid, worried that the government would confiscate his prized possession. Then, abruptly, he pulled a switch. Hansen announced that the original specimen had been returned to its mysterious millionaire owner and that what he was now exhibiting was a specially made replica created by a Hollywood effects artist. He presented this new model for inspection, and the difference was stark. It was clearly a dummy, a less detailed and unconvincing copy of the creature Sanderson and Hoyvelmans had so carefully studied. This move was a bombshell. Had the entire thing been a hoax from the start? Was the first creature just a better-made model, or was Hansen trying to protect the real specimen from being taken away by creating a fake and claiming it was the original all along? The scientific community, feeling duped, largely backed away. The story of the Minnesota Iceman morphed from a potential scientific breakthrough into a tale of deception and controversy. Years turned into decades, and the Iceman faded into the realm of folklore. Frank Hansen passed away, taking many of his secrets with him. The mystery, however, got a surprising second act. In 2013, the family of Frank Hansen put the Iceman up for sale. It was purchased by a museum in Austin, Texas. But which Iceman was it? Was this the original, astonishing creature that convinced two seasoned scientists, or was it the less impressive replica Hansen used to throw everyone off the scent? The new owner, Steve Busty, believed it was the original model, the one that sparked the entire legend. An examination seemed to confirm this. It was a masterfully crafted illusion, likely made by a professional prop maker, but an illusion nonetheless. Yet, the story doesn't end there. Why did it smell like rotting flesh? Why did respected scientists, who knew how to spot a fake, insist it was real? Some theorists suggest Hansen did have a real body, perhaps found by him while hunting. And when the heat from the scientific community got too intense, he had a replica made and hid the original. Did he dispose of a real Neanderthal body to avoid legal trouble? Or was it all just a clever carnival trick from the very beginning, a testament to the power of a good story and our desire to believe in the unknown? So, what is the final verdict on the Minnesota Iceman? The evidence we have today points towards an incredibly well-made hoax. A piece of carnival art so convincing it fooled experts and ignited a worldwide debate. It was likely a brilliant creation designed to part curious people from their money. But the story's power lies in the questions that linger, the what-ifs that refuse to melt away. What if Sanderson and Heuvelmans were right? What if, for a brief moment in history, a real, tangible piece of our prehistoric past was on display in a trailer in rural America, only to vanish again into obscurity? The Iceman represents our fascination with the unknown, the hidden corners of the world where monsters and missing links might still exist. Whether it was a man in an ape suit, a clever sculpture, or a genuine cryopreserved hominid, the Minnesota Iceman remains one of cryozoology's most compelling and enduring mysteries, a chilling story that proves sometimes the most captivating tales are the ones left unsolved. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into one of history's coldest cases. What do you think? Was the Iceman real, or was it the greatest sideshow gaffe of all time? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more mysteries from the fringes of history. Until next time, stay curious.